welcome back, everybody. We got another episode of College Football on a Bridge. We're going to talk about the Southern Miss Golden Eagles. Once upon a time, Southern Miss was the one of the top tier, whatever they called it back then, Power 5, Power 4 teams. They were kind of almost like them and Troy were almost kind of like the SEC minor league teams, if that makes sense. They were always, they were just physical kind of. You didn't want to go play them if you were an SEC team, just because they gave you problems, and I'm not sure exactly what happened, but it's not been the same. Last year they had a good year with Charles Huff, but he's off to Memphis. They went 7-6 last year, and this team is pretty much just a complete gutted out house. Like, you just stripped it down to the studs. There's nothing left, and now you're just rebuilding everything from scratch. It is a lot. Good news is they have Blake Anderson at head coach. Blake Anderson, if you guys remember, was previously head coach at Arkansas State, at Utah State. I've always liked him. He always seemed like a good coach. He was their OC last year, so some continuity there with the program anyway. And pretty much everywhere is a competition with new players. At quarterback, they have last year's backup Landry Liddy is competing against Ethan Hampton, who comes over from Illinois. He before that was at Northern Illinois, where, if you guys remember, Northern Illinois beat Notre Dame in that shocking game there. He was a quarterback there. So, fun fact, if you're ever on Sports Jeopardy, if they still have that. And then at running back, they bring in a junior college transfer in Stephen Robinson. They bring over Jemris Wilder. He is coming over from Louisville. So you kind of got a thunder and lightning approach there. Should utilize both. And then they also got Robert Briggs, who's at running back too. So they have some options there. Receiver, Grant Page is returning. He had previously was a receiver at Utah State under Anderson when he was there. And was kind of a depth piece last year. So he, some familiarity, a lot of familiarity there with the system. So see how if he takes a leap forward this year. They also bring in Illinois transfer Mario Sanders, and another junior college transfer in MJ Johnson. So they had a lot of transfers. I'm interested to see with Sanders and Hampton coming over from Illinois. If Hampton wins a job, you can kind of see that as a focal point of the offense. Them having some connection from Illinois, and he's a they have some decent size along the the receiving core and the quarterback and everything. So see how they do. Defensively, got to get ready for this stat, guys. They lost 18 defensive linemen and 13 defensive backs. And they also what was it? They lost, I think it was like 2 different linebackers as well. I mean, it's ridiculous. This is unreal. I think West Virginia did something like that 2 years ago. I mean, to lose that much, that's like you're losing everybody. You're losing not just your starters, you're losing like everyone. So it's an overhaul. They bring over Jeffrey Rush, for defensive lineman from Ole Miss. So that's always bring over an SEC guy, see how he does. They they're bringing over in the secondary. They had a dozen transfers in the secondary, and defensive backs coming over. Um, I mean, you have to get enough guys in there to see who comes out of it, because you lost so much. You have to just take some chances. One of those is going to be Champ Lewis. He's coming over from Tulsa. He looks to be kind of their main corner there. So it's going to be probably not the greatest season, just because of, I mean, this is a complete, total, not even a rebuild. I mean, that's what I'm saying. This is almost strip everything down to the foundation, and then get Ramjack to come over and fix the foundation, and then start building. So it's probably gonna, I don't think this is gonna be a turn to key type of situation. Coming off 7-6 last year, and last year they ended up losing the last 4 games, including the bowl game. They kind of season kind of fell apart towards the end of the year. So this season they start off. They got Alcorn State, then at Auburn, which is, Jordan Hare is not where you want to be getting things right at. Then they got Connecticut at home, which Connecticut should be interesting. They were a good team last year. Jason Candle's a good coach, so that's tough. Then they got to go at Tulane, at Troy. Butch Jones comes to town in October with Arkansas State. They got Louisiana Lafayette at Louisiana Monroe. They got James Madison at La Tech. South Alabama at the Old Dominion. It's kind of a mix between easy and hard games, which I don't know if there's ever going to be any easy games with this season, with as much as they're having to turn around outside maybe Alcorn. Watch I say that and they get blown out by them or something. So I think you're hoping for a similar result, but probably gonna get more into a 4, 5, 6 win season. But potentially could be a lot less than that. It's just a lot of turnover, and I mean, maybe he gets everybody in there and everybody's on the same page, but it's hard to do. It's hard to get, to lose, like I said, 18 people off the defensive line and 13 people from your defensive backfield. I mean, that's just a lot to lose. But I've always liked Southern Miss. A big fan of Blake Anderson. So I'm hoping to get things turned around, but it might be a few years away before we start seeing Southern Miss back where they belong.